Good afternoon. I'm Michael Greenman, member of this church, the First Unitarian Universalist Church of Columbus, and of the Social Justice Action Ministry. Also, though, of the Interfaith Association of Central Ohio. I'm the moderator of social justice for the association, and it's our two organizations that have brought this day together. So we're delighted to have you all here. And I'd like to welcome you on behalf of our ministers, represented here by Reverend Eric Meter, our Associate Minister, and our Board of Directors, represented by our Vice Chair, Geneva Oates, and the members of our congregation, and visitors who are here this afternoon. ICO is an organization whose purpose is to build a multi-faith community which fosters harmony, appreciation, and respect amongst different faiths. For those of you who are not familiar with it, the faiths that are included are Baha'i, Buddhism, Christianity, Hindu, Islam, Jain, Judaism, Sikh, and Unitarian Universalists. My friend, Dr. T.J. Saldia, who is a Jain, contacted me just a couple of days ago and asked us if we might like to host His Holiness here today. After a brief discussion with Reverend Eric, we responded with a resounding yes. And we are delighted to be able to welcome His Holiness Dr. Vasant Vijay Ji Maharaj, a Jain sage living in Krishnagiri, India, to us this afternoon. I just wanted to say why this is important to us. Number one, as I said, we are members of ICO, and ICO is all about getting faiths together and learning about each other and from each other. Secondly, our Unitarian Universalist faith community is hosting our annual General Assembly here in Columbus, Ohio, by sheer coincidence, in June of this year. And the theme of our General Assembly is the heartland where faiths connect. And the interfaith actions are a big part of our assembly this June. So how appropriate it was that members of this congregation have an opportunity to meet His Holiness just a short period before this important event. Members and His Holiness from a faith that I believe that most of us probably do not have a great deal of familiarity with. And third, because having heard His Holiness last night, and what I've read about this excites me, and I wanted to quote from the brochure that he was kind enough to give me last night. His Holiness's vision is to create a blissful world with peace and prosperity for the entire mankind, a world in which people respect and love each other despite the differences in culture and religion. His Holiness has dedicated his whole life in achieving this goal, which is a mark of a true and selfless teacher. And we thank His Holiness for this. When I read this, it seemed to me to parallel many aspects of our Unitarian Universalist 7 principles, and so seemed to be even that much more appropriate. Just a technical suggestion, please be sure to turn off your electronic equipment. And for those who have not been here before or not been here in a while, our restrooms are down at the end of the hall to the left, and you are welcome to use these at any time of need. Also, there's no obligation for any donation, but we thought it might be of interest to suggest, if you are of a mind to, that we would welcome a free will donation that would go to support both His Holiness's work and the work of this church. Since we want to hear His Holiness speak, without any further ado, I'd like to introduce Dr. T.J. Saldia to tell you a little bit about His Holiness.
Thank you, Michael. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I'm very fortunate that I've been here second time or third time in this church. And you can see the exhibition around here, and from bottom of my heart, I appreciate allowing the space to show the culture of India, and especially the Jain art, architect, which goes back to 2,000 years. Now coming back to the today's event, His Holiness is traveling from India at the request of Jain Center of Central Ohio, where last Friday and Saturday we had dedicated 25 deities of different God, prophet, you can consider that way. We call it Tirthankars, and the events went very, very well. So he is still jet lagging, but I'm sure he will address the audience over here. He runs a big monastery over there in South India, in Krishnagiri, where he has 23 acres of land, places of pilgrimage to people to come and stay over there, schools, dining halls, and a big temples with a glass work over there. Each deity is over there has maybe thousands of pieces of different color glass is engraved over there, and gardens, 22,000 different varieties of garden plants around in the 23-acre land. So this is very serene place. We were very fortunate, me and my wife, very fortunate. The last February we visited over there and stayed 2 nights. Unfortunately, His Holiness was not there, so we could not, see him over there. He also runs the educational institution. His main goal is to bring the peace, as Michael just read it, to bring the peace and the harmony among all religion and compassion for all, vegetarianism, how we can improve the life of a human being. This is his main goal and message all over. He carries a diplomatic passport issued through United Nations, so he does not need a visa to go anywhere in any country. He has about more than 100 centers all around the world where he teaches. He has trained people to teach this peace message. So he is one of a kind. Let me put it this way, and I put a period over here, and you are here to hear him, not me. So I put a stop over here, and please welcome as again Unitarian way of His Holiness Vasant Guruji Maharaj.